Hi, this is Levi. My cat ended the video I was recording. Literally jumped up on the chair. Well, I put him on a chair. But then he, tapped a button, with his paw. He was like... And then, it went to my calendar, and dude just, chilled. He was... He was like, nope, you shouldn't be on recording right now. You should be paying attention to me. And I was like, anyways, I have to record it. I put on, a cat video for him. Little mice and birds and stuff on the television. And he's probably trying to catch them all. Anyways, he's a little Pokemon Ash character. But, where was I? So I was trying to start a business. Back in the pandemic, I had these, flooding ideas. First it was the notion of, I'm in recovery. I had 3 years at the time, and that was a big deal, because I had never, ever in my life not used drugs and alcohol, besides when I was a child. But as soon as I was a teenager, it was off to the races. Alcohol, nicotine, then weed and cocaine, and it's my confessional, which led to Molly. And then after that, I met some people that couldn't give me the coke and the Molly, and they offered me meth instead. And within a week, I wanted to die, and got to a point where I wanted to commit suicide. So a month in, I asked for help from my parents, and she got me into treatment. I was ready at that point, because I didn't want to die. I had gone through a really bad depressive state when I was in grade school, and it was I felt just everything was just so terrible. Humans are just the worst. And I still feel that way. But as a kid, I didn't know how to cope with that. It just felt so dark, so heavy. So I really wanted to escape. And that's what it all kind of boils down to, is I created Benched Center, LLC, for people who feel like they have to escape, or want to escape, or desire escapism. I have always felt that way. I feel that way today. But I made a decision that day when I asked for help and went to treatment, because for me, substances were my main escapism dance, and it was ruining my life. I would have been gone, just from self-harm. I would have killed myself, from running so hard. It's for people that have decided to change their life. Bench Center is for runaways and giving them a home and a place to come together, with the same ideals and mindset and strategy. That's one thing that I intend to bring to the community, is an effective strategy of how to halt one's chosen path of self-destruction. Because life is hard. People want you to follow their rules, play by their games, and they don't even know who set those rules and games up. They just have this blind faith, and if you don't have that shared blind faith, then you're either an outcast, or called crazy, or told that you need to grow up, you're not good enough. That's never gonna work. Whatever that looks like, it's very suffocating to play by the rules that were set in motion by humans that are long gone away, and are upheld by traditionalist society who don't even know, who they are without these games. And like Bench Center is founded with the fundamentals of you need to figure out how you identify who you are. Because the moment that you figure out that you are an individual, just plain and simple, who you are, cut back all the noise, all the bullshit. Like, who are you? What do you like doing? Do you like writing? Do you like diving? Do you like making art, playing music, playing pool, anything, literally anything? Like, where do you find joy and happiness? And also, like, what in this life pushes you to want to be a better version of yourself, to work harder, like set goals and achieve them, like that path that you get to take, like that is what I, the founder, would like you to pursue. Like, I know that when I was spending 40 hours of my week going to some stupid job to work for some company that I chose, or they like just picked me out of the applications, like, and then I had to dance, it like put it on, and like show up and get finger shook at or whatever, like, and do better, like if you don't conform then you're out, like, and if you conform then we reward you with $1.50 a year, like stuff like that is wild. All that time that I was putting in, 40 hours, I decided to reclaim it. You can reclaim your time if you can figure out a strategy to do so. You can figure out how you want to spend 1 hour a day, 3 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 10, 12, whatever that looks like for you, based on like your momentum and drive and like love of self is really what it is. If you can figure out how to choose your personal growth and your personal aspirations and your freedom and put it above the noise, I know that you're going to live a life that you are so proud of living. I don't know what happens when we die. I don't know if life has a sole purpose. Not for sure. I have my theories. I have my answers that make sense to me. And I think they make sense to a lot of people because I've thought so hard on them. But nothing is for certain. I think that if you can get to bed with yourself and rise and handle business for yourself, by yourself, and all the while love yourself, respect yourself, and just like be there, be present, like that is what living is about. Because we're born blank slates, at least that's the theory, right? We're born little naked babies. And then, like, it's our job to grow up. It's our job to grow. From naked babies into adolescents, teenagers, and adults. Old people. It's up to us to figure out what we're gonna do with all of that time if we are allowed to have it, how do you want to live it? I just have to go back to the fact that nobody can tell you how to live your life. Not me, not them, or them. Like, nobody can do that. Only you can tell yourself how you are going to live your life. It is up to you, truly. Do you want to be a dancer? Do you want to be a street artist? Sell paintings at the Saturday market? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do woodworking or throw clay or just travel the world? Do you want to go to a monastery and just like be spiritual and centered and focused on growth and healing the world through energetic energy? Like, I don't know who you are or what gets you going or what will bring you peace, fascination, and a wanting to grow, but whatever that pull of this is gonna help me grow, do that. At one point I thought that was gonna be drugs, because I smoked so much weed and I was drinking and I was just so in the wind that I had some spiritual awakenings along the way, right? I had some spiritual awakenings and I was to other people crazy. But for me, I was putting all the little pieces together and making sense of all my trauma and stuff, and it was pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie, for me, that journey, I'm so glad I had it, but I am really happy that it's done, because where it led me was to a place of insanity, feeling miserable, and wanting to die. And hating everybody. I couldn't trust anybody. I was becoming unreliable, which made me feel terrible because I love being reliable, and well, it turns out I love being reliable. And just it's just not worth throwing away my autonomy. The things that kept my potential shoved way down and silenced had to go. The people that kept my voice unlocked and my mind unlocked, and the substances that kept my mind unlocked and my life on pause because I was so busy chasing the places that I would go, that nothing reflected the potential that at one point I believed I could potentially have. I totally forgot about life purpose, deciding that I had a mission, that I had goals. I had none, because the places that I was showing up, nobody there had any of that. And that's no fault of anybody's. That's just the ecosystem, right? That was built. And we all probably got swept into that point. And we all were just sitting in that shit together. But one thing that I have control over is I can start making changes. I can remove myself from those places and find better places, ones that reflect areas that I want to go. And I can find people too that also are just as, I don't know, focused on hobbies or passions or growth, the fixing a mindset, or just challenging perspectives and just pushing forward. That forward momentum is what I realize that I need in order to feel happy. I don't like to feel stuck. And then also the things had to go, because the things were keeping me stuck. The things made me just fade. What is time? What is time even? You know, stupid. Time is really important. Time is like, time, although fleeting and not necessarily guaranteed for individuals, is very precious for that reason. But also, let's say you get to live until you're 78, 87, 97, 107, whatever that looks like. Let's say you get to live a long ass life, and you have all this time. You're gonna know that every decade, your body and your mind and your spirit just isn't the way that it was a decade earlier. So, like, there is no actual time than, like, the present to get your shit in order and take those moves forward. So claim it. Figure it out. I don't know. Do you have to take a walk? Grab a pen, a paper, write it down, open your phone, open your computer, type something up? Like, do you have to, like, make a list, check it off, like, figure out who you want to be, where you want to go, and the steps it's gonna take to get you there, because there is a finite amount of time. If you are lucky, you get to live until you're 97. But if you are unlucky, you might only have 4 years, 2 months. Who knows, you know? But if you can feel just a sliver of passion about your individual, like, that is a fulfilling life. So that's what Bench Center is all about. It's about putting down the bad habits, or the escapism dance, and showing up for yourself, taking the bench from the sinful ways. The sin is living in the herd mentality, forgetting about yourself.